Welcome to Literary Hype. I am Stephanie, your Literary Hype Woman. The year is almost over, December is almost over, so it's time to wrap up all of the books that I read this month. There are still a few hours left in December, but I'm about to head out for New Year's Eve celebrations, so there won't be any new ones added to this list after tonight. So let's get started. The first book I read in December was My Second Impression of You by Michelle I. Mason. She is a local to me author, and I met her while I was working at the bookstore, and she told me about her book, so I picked it up and read it and really enjoyed it. It's kind of a little bit of magical realism in there. Broadway wannabe gets hurt, and she clicks on a little ad while she's under the pain medications, and she's reliving her best day ever and realizing that she had a choice in that day and could have turned out differently, and kind of exploring what she could do now. It's really cute. It's a cute YA book, and I really enjoyed it. So I gave it 4 stars for My Second Impression of You by Michelle I. Mason. And watch for an interview with her coming soon. The second book I read in December was XOXO by Axio. I picked this one up because I needed an X book for my A to Z challenge. So it fit for X, so I picked it up, and it turned out to be a really cute kind of like K-pop kind of story. Girl meets a K-pop star but doesn't know he's a K-pop star, and then ends up going to Korea to live for a little while. And he happens to be one of her classmates. So, of course, hijinks ensue. I really enjoyed it. It was super cute, so fun, and I love K-pop, so it just made it all the better of an experience for me. So 5 stars for XOXO. Book number 3 of December was Retro by Sophia Lapuente and Jared Schusterman. They sent me a copy of this to post on my Instagram, and there might be some shenanigans planned with them in the future, so keep your eyes out for that as well. Retro, there's a bullying incident at a high school, and it uses a social media app, so the app comes in and kind of challenges the students to go retro and not use any technology newer than the turn of the century. And there's something else going on in there. Just a little something else going on. They pitched it as a Riverdale type thriller. Thriller might be a strong word for it, but it's an adventure. It's an adventure, we'll put it that way. So 3.5 stars for Retro by Sophia Lapuente and Jared Schusterman. I also read The Second Year Single by Kara Tanamachi, and I'm kind of torn on this one because I really did enjoy the experience of reading it, and it's a rom-com, so those always fly by really fast, and I get sucked into them really easily. It's about a writer who kind of pitches, I'm going to go single for February, and then she meets a guy who happens to be someone she knows from before, but he's really hot now, of course. My issue is it talked about her being plus size so much that it just kind of, you know? Like, I enjoyed it, but I just had to ignore, like, all of the body comments. It just felt a lot. Like, just let a plus-size person be in a romance. You don't need to remind us every couple pages that she's plus-sized. But for that, I docked it a star. So it is a 4-star read for The Second Year Single by Kara Tanamachi. Also in December, I picked up You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero for my Y in the A to Z challenge. Gotta get through this alphabet. It was super popular, and reading it, I'm not really sure why. It's just your basic self-help book with a lot of profanity thrown in there, just to be edgy. It's a lot of the same information you hear in other books, so there's nothing really all that special about it. So I gave it 3 stars. I picked up The 3 Lives of Alex St. Pierre by Natasha Lester. This was a gift from my lovely friends over at Forever. Thank y'all for this one because I thoroughly enjoyed this. So it's kind of a dual timeline. It's about Alex St. Pierre, obviously. And she is Dior's publicist, which in history, Dior's publicist was a man, so it kind of flips that on its head, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it, just kind of like what it would have been like for a woman to be Dior's publicist when he was first getting started. But also, another layer of it is that she was a World War II spy, and like her past is kind of coming back to haunt her while she's working for Dior. So there's a lot going on, and it is just so wonderfully woven together. And I really appreciate that it does have an author's note at the end with like, this is real. This is what I made up. This is what I tweaked. These people are real. This is where I got my information. I really enjoyed that. It could send you down a very deep rabbit hole of research. But this story is just, it's so interesting. Like, if you love Kate Quinn books, you'll love this. So definitely check out The 3 Lives of Alex St. Pierre by Natasha Lester. 5 stars. As we were getting down toward the end of the year, I was trying to push to get to 100 books finished for the year. And thanks to a little Goodread flub, I thought I was closer than I was, so that sent me into a little bit of a sprinting mode. So I picked up a book that I had started for reading at work, Joyce Meyer's Loving People Who Are Hard to Love. I was about halfway through, and I picked it back up this month and finished that off. I mean, it's a Joyce Meyer book. You know what you're getting from a Joyce Meyer book. It's just, I love it. So 4 stars for Loving People Who Are Hard to Love. And I squeaked in the alphabet just at the last little minute. I got the alphabet finished thanks to Zodiac Academy by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. This one's all over Book Talk and Bookstagram and BookTube, and I did not enjoy this one so much. I said what I said. I'm told that they get better. Like, books 2 and 3 are a lot better and way more happens. But number 1, I just didn't really like either of the twins. Like, they're kind of annoying. So I was kind of annoyed and bored throughout this entire book. But I finished it! So, 3 stars for Zodiac Academy 1. And to round out December 2022, and basically the year entirely, I finished reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's got a lot of really good information in it. This is one I'll probably reread at some point just because there was so much information, and it is a lot of really practical advice that's in there, just like how you think about approaching your habits and setting goals. So yeah, lots of good information in there. 4 stars. Now, if you're keeping track of the Hype TBR game and how I'm doing with that, you will notice that I did not mention 2 books. I did start Well Traveled, but my digital copy expired. So I did not get to finish that one. And of course, just because, the world likes to taunt me, it just showed up within the last 30 minutes from the library. So close. So I'm going to continue on with that one. I just didn't get it finished by today. And Chaos and Flame, I forgot about it. I'm sorry. I just totally forgot that one was on the list. So those 9 books for December bring me to 100 books on the year. Cue the celebration. I get to party because I hit 100. My initial goal for the year was like 60 or 70, and I passed that a long time ago. So then I was like, I really want to hit 100 just for funsies. So we did it. It's exciting. And now we get to start all over again. So tell me what your reading goal is for 2023 now that we're about to get started on a new year and set new goals for our reading habits. If you enjoyed this recap of what I read in my wonky commentary, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you can see when I post a new video, and most importantly, share it with your friends. It really helps. Thank you in advance for helping out here. And thanks for watching. I will see you next time.